Hey, what's up, guys? This is Steve, and I hope you guys will enjoy this Spider-Woman issue number 8 review. And I'm not I'm not in the path of doing Spider-Woman reviews, but in this week I felt like why not do this review also because I have read this book and it's pretty much cool. So here we go with this review, and those of you who will enjoy this review, you can go to the store and buy this book. This way you will support the creators to keep them rocking and enjoying doing a lot of comic book. That will be really helpful. So this has been possibly the most perplexing title at Marvel in the past year. So this review is from graphicpolicy.com. By this review is by Edward Wendt. So perhaps for good reason, as it also contains one of the most perplexing characters in Marvel's publication history. Despite Marvel's ability to stick the word spider on the beginning of most things and thereafter sell a lot of comics, Spider-Woman has never enjoyed the success of her namesakes. Instead, the character has been one that has mostly been a secondary character or a team member, but never really able to hold down her own series. It would seem, though, that the problem all along is the choice of focus on the spider rather than on the women. The first issues of this recent attempt at the character seemed to be heading down the same path as those before. It was entirely serviceable but also overwhelmingly normal and stayed as such until the series was rebooted almost before it had a chance to begin. So it just happening on this issue, the reboot threw Jessica into a completely different storyline, eschewing her Avengers friends. She instead got interested in protecting the people and made her view a lot smaller. She was approached by Ben Urich in relation to a story about the disappearing loved ones of supervillains henchmen, and the action took her to a town where they all reside and live their lives in a safe haven as opposed to the outside world of super chaos. In the final issue of this new arc, Jessica comes to blows with a human wearing a construction equipment based exoskeleton as she decides what to do with the fates of those involved. What the creative team has managed to do with this series is interesting. In comics, the default gender is male, and by adhering to the usual storylines, the creative team would never have been able to take advantage of what makes Jessica special. The women suffix, not the spider prefix. This issue is a perfect example of how that is done to build a competent superheroine, and one that typifies her gender as opposed to hiding it under spandex or a cape. With this first story arc now completed, it seems as though this series is on a good path as it looks to extend her adventures into mainstream comics for the foreseeable future. We can move to a little bit of from comicbookresources.com review. This is by Matt Little. So an emotional showdown in the incognito town of Moon Hollow propels Dennis Hopeless and Javier Rodriguez first arc to fully nuanced satisfying conclusion in Spider-Man Spider-Woman issue number 8. So the creative team on this book found a groove, quickly establishing a tone of rebirth and hope. That is super cool. So Jessica was off on her own, and some cool illustrations are there, and this one is one of them. And I was talking about having just left the Avengers and needing to find out who she was without them. Ben Urich reveals that his motivation for reaching out to Spider-Woman in the first place was for rebirth and hope for his beloved newspaper. They wanted to remake themselves, and this will just happen. So hope you guys have liked it. Next one is coming very soon, and don't forget to leave a like and just go to the store and buy this book. Have a great day. Adios.